Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to a space where silence ends, healing begins, and power is reclaimed. This is a space created for women who have carried too much for far too long, quietly. This is the Vibez Podcast.
The Rise of the Unbroken, a place where women's stories aren't polished, they're powerful. Where pain doesn't get buried, it gets transformed. And where every woman listening is reminded you are not alone.
I am Miranda Pearson. I am a mother of three beautiful souls who didn't just change my life, they reshaped my purpose. They are my why. They are part of my why, my grounding, my fire. Um, every decision I make is rooted in the legacy I am leaving for my children. And for the women who are watching, who are watching me, the women who are coming after me. I am a visionary who leads with intention, intuition, and spiritual depth, blended with real life experiences. And as a life purpose and empowerment coach, I don't just motivate women, I activate them. I help women dismantle fear, confront self doubt, and step into the destiny they've been circling their entire lives. I hold space that demands growth. When women step into my energy, breakthroughs don't feel optional. They feel inevitable. My leadership is rooted in reminding women who they are before the world told them who to be. Through She Vibes, I don't just guide transformation, I create environments where confidence is rebuilt, voices are reclaimed, and power is embodied. My mission is simple in this world, but not small, to activate the purpose inside every woman, to guide her with courage, to support her with conviction, and to remind her that when a woman is reminded who she is or remembers who she is, she becomes unstoppable.
And I am Brittany Leisure, co-CEO of She Vibes, trauma informed life coach, wife, aunt, daughter, and survivor. A woman who has lived through more than she ever imagined she'd say out loud. She Vibes was born from the understanding that your story doesn't end at your breaking point, it begins there. I learned firsthand that you can stay quiet and let life break you, or you can decide your voice matters too much to lose it. I've been the woman who swallowed everything to survive, the woman who smiled while unraveling, and the woman who stayed silent before speaking felt too risky. And I've also been the woman who finally said enough. Now I walk beside women who feel unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. Not as someone who has it all together, but as someone who's lived through it. I'm not polished and I'm far from perfect, but I am honest, grounded, and deeply committed to helping women rise without pretending. This space is real, and so am I. We are women who have lived through some real storms, trauma, heartbreak, betrayal, rebuilding ourselves again and again and again. We've been broken open by life in ways no one prepared us for. You're muted. Can't hear you.
And instead of letting those moments define us, we turn them into purpose. So She Vibes isn't just an empowerment movement, it's a force built by women who refuse to stay broken, silent, or small. We are survivors, builders, healers, dreamers, women who know the weight of darkness and still chose to become the light. So when you step into She Vibes, you're not just joining a platform, you're entering a sisterhood. So She Vibes exists because too many women are suffering quietly. We were taught to swallow our truth, to hide our pain, to smile through storms that nearly destroyed us. We were told to be strong, but never taught strength, that strength includes speaking up. We were told not to be dramatic when all we wanted was to be heard. We were told not to make noise, even when our souls were begging for relief. Silence has held women hostage for far too long. Here, pain is not the ending, it's the beginning of something great. Every wound carries wisdom, every heartbreak holds transformation, Every moment you thought you wouldn't survive was shaping the woman you were meant to become. This is where your power comes from. This is where your power comes home.
Silence is expensive, and too many women have paid for it with their peace, their confidence, and their identity. Our mission is simple: help women transform what broke them into what builds them.
So, on this podcast, you'll hear real stories, raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic, honest stories that will feel familiar in ways you didn't expect. Stories that remind you that you're not crazy. You're healing. So expect truth, expect tears, expect laughter, expect transformation. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a reminder, a home. So, ladies, everybody on here, welcome to the rise of the unbroken.
And before we go any deeper, we want to honor the women sharing this space with us today. This conversation matters because of the voices in the room. These women have lived, healed, and risen in their own ways.
So, today we're joined by three powerful women. Miss Emily Johnson, a woman whose strength shows up quietly but powerfully. She represents the woman who carried more than she should have and still becoming. Miss Liana Stevenson, Coach Lulu in the house, woo woo, a grief life coach whose purpose was born from imaginable loss. Her voice carries depth, faith, and truth. And Miss Gloria Skaggs, woo woo, Miss Gloria, Coach G-Lo, a spiritual and life coach rooted in intuition, alignment, and speaking truth with grace. We are honored to have each of you here.
Before we ask anything, we want to give each of you a space to speak freely. Tell us who you are beyond the titles and share one thing you've overcome that shaped you to the woman you are today. Emily?
Emily Johnson. I am a wife, a mother, a woman of God. Um, One thing that has shaped me to who I am today is overcoming being in my own head, overcoming being that woman who was afraid to even honor my truth, to even honor what I'm capable of, afraid to even tapping into what was already inside me. Um, Stepping into that confidence, stepping into my life mission is what this is all about for me.
Yes. Lulu?
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Well,
Hi, I'm Lulu. I am a grief coach, and I am also a mother of two angels. And I decided to turn my pain into purpose and to share my story with the world. And I'm overcoming being shy and being able to speak my voice and change lives.
Ooh.
Coach Glow?
Hey. This is Coach G Lo. I am a single mother of three beautiful children, and I agree with Miss Miranda. They are like my world, and I'm living for them because I had been suffering for depression for maybe over 30 years that the depression turned into suicide thoughts that turned into suicide attempts. But as you can see, God said, not you, you are my child. So I am still here. And what I have overcome was doubt, worry, shame, illnesses, and the list goes on and on. But my biggest thing that I have overcome right now is overcoming the eviction that has catapult me into a whole new way of living and a whole new way of living. And so I am grateful. I'm grateful for this platform. And I want to shout out Miss Miranda for seeing something in me that I didn't see because I didn't see myself as a coach, but she did. And so that is why I am here. And it is such an honor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that, Miss Gloria.
Yes. Is somebody?
Thank you for sharing that. And what you just heard is why the podcast exists. Now that the voices in the room are grounded, we're ready to go deeper. Today, we're talking about the moment when you were done shrinking and done surviving and done being the version of yourself that kept you safe, but also kept you stuck.
Yes, this conversation is for the women who's been quiet for far too long, and and feels the fire starting to come back. Yes, it's coming back, y'all. But
Okay, so we're going to go into that silent moment. What was the moment you lost your voice or identity, and what did the silence cost you? On my end, the moment that I realized that I lost my voice was when I caught myself agreeing with things that didn't sit right with my spirit, just to keep the peace. I wasn't choosing myself. I was just surviving, going through the motions. I was smoothing things over, shrinking my needs, and silencing my truth because it felt safer than rocking the boat. I remember looking in the mirror one day and realizing I didn't even recognize the woman I saw staring back at me. Her eyes were tired and disconnected, like she had been carrying too much for too long. And in all honesty, that's when it hit me. I hadn't just been quiet in conversations, I hadn't been quiet with myself. And in that moment, I knew my voice hadn't disappeared. It had been waiting for me to listen to it.
oh, that's what's up, Brittany. Thank you for sharing that. Well, I'm gonna go last, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna bring up Miss Emily Johnson. Miss Emily Johnson, what was the moment you lost your voice or identity, and what did the silence cost you?
I'd have to say that moment was probably about 2 months ago now. When I had started to step into my mission and I started doing the work and I was almost done and I just stopped. I just stopped. I lost my voice because I didn't feel like I was worthy to complete it. I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like my voice even mattered. And at that moment, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have all these tools in front of you. You have a God-given mission, purpose, a God-given thing to do this. All you have to do is tap into it and do the thing. So it was at that moment where I just told myself that it's time to stop. It's time to just do what you were made to do and don't let anyone stop you. It's time to live for yourself and do for you. Everything else can wait. Everything else can be set aside because at this point, it doesn't matter. What matters is me completing what my mission, what my life purpose is.
Right. Yes, ma'am. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Yes, I love that, Emily. So, Miss Lulu, Coach Lulu, what about you? What was the moment you lost your voice or identity, and what did that silence cost you?
I lost my identity and my voice when I started burying children. And I wallowed in my grief for a very long time until I was tired of being tired.
Yes, ma'am.
And I decided to just get up. One day I just got a nudge to just say, get up. And I got up.
Yes, ma'am.
And, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. But I don't know where the strength came from, really, honestly. But I just know I got up, and it wasn't easy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
Yes.
for that, Lulu. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Gloria, Miss Coach G Lo. The same question for you. What was the moment you lost your voice or identity, and what did that silence cost you?
So I since y'all giving me this platform, I'm just gonna go real. I'm just gonna be real with it and be my authentic self. I
Mhm.
knew back when I was young, maybe around 5 or 7, that I was called for something greater, and God has something powerful that He wanted to bring through me. And through somewhere around 5 or 7, I was able to see evil spirits on people. I was able to hear people's thoughts. I had so many gifts back when I was 5 or 7, and I thought that they were normal gifts. I thought everybody had these gifts. And so when I went to go share with my mother, what I saw on people, back then they didn't know anything about this. So she didn't believe anything of what I was saying. And so, your child is supposed to stay in the child's place. And so even with that, with taking me like to our church pastor, and then they're having the ladies of the church come around me and pray over me like there was something wrong with me. I felt like I was weird and out of place. And so it pretty much shut me down, and it took away my voice completely. And so when you're not able to express who you really are, it stays depressed inside of you because you're not expressing it out. So then your body goes through a series of dis-ease, which is disease. So that's how I got into the role of depression and the suicide, because I just felt like I didn't belong anywhere and I couldn't voice my opinion. So then I was shy. I felt like I was ugly. I felt so many different things that just was not true. And so the question was like, what did it cost me? It almost cost me my life. That's what it
Mhm.
almost cost me emotionally, my life, because I had to suppress who I really was because I was ashamed of showing the world who I really was.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a strong one. That was
yeah, that was a strong one.
yes.
But Miss Gloria, Coach D-Lo, I can relate to you like 100%. Um, because I am a very spiritual person, and since I was a little girl, since I can remember, I was able to see spirits. I was able to communicate with them, even
Mhm.
talk to them, and I was able to see things before they happened. And I would always go to my mom and tell her what I saw, and she would, it's just your imagination. But in my mind, oh no, this is real because I can actually see this. I can talk to this. And so it kind of made buried it. I buried it. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is something that's not accepted. This isn't right. That's what it made me feel like. And so I just buried it deep down inside, and I felt like, I always felt out of place, from a small child, even with adults. I was told to be quiet. I was told to stay in a child's place, as you said, because my mama was old school. She's still old school now, still to this day, and she didn't play no games. She was strict. I was sheltered, didn't go out much, so I didn't know what the world had to offer. So I can definitely relate to your story, Miss Gloria, and it did. I was in a depression for a small amount of time. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say that um, I was thinking about suicide, because the suicide never crossed my mind. I was more so felt like I was alone and that the world was against me, type of thing. And um, but I'm gonna tell y'all my story. But I definitely can relate, Miss Gloria, and I thank you for sharing that,
Yes.
because a lot of people feel that their gifts are you know are are not meant to be talked about, and they are. They're good. I consider them a gift from God, you know, or from the universe, whatever you believe in. But I do remember the moment that I realized I had lost my voice, like it was yesterday. It wasn't a dramatic and it wasn't loud. It was one of those quiet moments that hits you deep, and it almost knocks the wind out of you. I was standing in my bathroom, getting ready, staring in the mirror, and for the first time in a long time, I really looked at myself. Not the version of, not the version of me that I presented to people, not the strong one, not the fixer, the one everybody called when they needed something. I looked at that woman. I looked at the woman behind all of it, and she looked tired, y'all. Not physically tired. I'm talking about soul tired. I saw a woman who had spent so long being who everyone else needed that I didn't notice that I had slowly disappeared. I saw a woman who had swallowed her opinions, her desires, her dreams, because she didn't want to rock anyone else's boat. And because I didn't want to be too much, because somewhere along the way, I learned that my voice wasn't safe, that I wasn't safe, is what I felt like. But in that moment, I had to admit something. I had something that I had been avoiding. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what made me feel alive. I had become a stranger in my own life. And that realization cut really deep, y'all. It wasn't a breakdown, and it wasn't a quiet awakening. It was a soft whisper saying, "Girl, where did you go?" And I knew right then that losing my voice wasn't something that happened overnight. It slowly faded away. And a thousand yeses I didn't those a thousand yeses that I didn't want to give, those thousand moments where I chose peace over truth, that was the moment I knew something had to change. And y'all, when I say I started it late in life, I started it late in life, but I started it when I was supposed to. I had to go through things to get to where I am today. But that's my time, y'all.
Which also leads us into the next topic, the turning point. What made you say enough? Something has to change. Emily?
What made me say enough is, sorry,
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Take your time, girl.
I was having a conversation with my daughter, my oldest, and we were talking about a group that she wants to do, and the words that came out of her mouth just stopped me in my tracks. I was like, oh, she sounds like me. Like, her words were so self degrading and so just limited. And at that moment, I was like, that's not the legacy that I want to leave. That's not the voice that I want to give her. That's not who I want her to be. But it's not her fault. She's following what I'm doing. She's watching me and she's seeing that and she's thinking that it's okay because that's what mommy does. But let me tell you, mommy doesn't do that anymore. Mommy doesn't do that anymore because my girls need me. My girls need me to be a strong, independent, confident woman who can have a goal and a mission and hit it head on, not just part of the way, not just 25%. I'm talking all in, fire under your feet, ready to do the dang thing. Because at that point, when I looked at myself, I saw my mom. I saw my mom telling me, you're not capable, you're not enough, you can't do it. And that was when I said, no more, no more.
And I can actually elaborate on that with Emily. I was on the phone with her and it hit her. And it was like she got hit in the face with a ton of bricks when she heard the words that were coming out of her daughter's mouth. Because they're words that she has said to me when we're having a conversation. The same, I mean, so I saw that pure reaction when the moment that happened.
Oh, thank you for that, Emily.
Y'all done got me crying.
No, and that's totally and that's okay. Yeah, we can cry.
Mhm.
It's okay to cry. Yes, ma'am. All right, Miss Coach Lulu. Coach Lulu, what made you say enough? Something has to change.
You're muted, Lulu. You're muted.
Sorry about that.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I just got sick and tired of being tired. And, after, burying my children, it really took a lot out of me. And it sent me like into a deep depression. And I just, something just came to me in the spirit. This is the land of the living. Even though they died, I didn't. So, I was very active, in their lives, a football mom, a coach mom, my world revolved around my kids. And, when they left, I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do now? Because I didn't know nothing else besides, my world revolving around them. And, I just said, enough is enough. This is the land of the living. And they would want me to get up and live. I'm not a spring chicken. And I say, hey, I got more years behind me than I do in front of me. So, I just said I wanted to enjoy them, even though I felt guilty. But, this is the land of the living and I wanted to live.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that, Coach Lulu. All right, Coach D Low. What made you say enough? Something has to change.
I'm gonna say I was just like Coach Lulu said, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was tired of waking up every day in pain and dealing with the Crohn's disease and just hating my life. And, like I would wake up mad, like mad that I'm still alive, mad that I'm still here. Like, I'm like, God, I know that there's something, like, you didn't create me to be in this type of pain. You didn't create me to not want to be here on earth. Like, there's something has got to give. And I was just lost. And to be honest with you, it wasn't until I got into a network marketing business that kind of forced me to kind of, get out of my shell. And I remember that day of meeting this young lady that brought me into the business. And I was just like, I'm not, I'm not doing this. And I just had an out of body experience with it. And then once I joined the business, I woke up one day and I realized like I'm not hating life anymore. Like what is going on? And then I woke up and I realized like where did this depression go? Like I feel vibrant. I feel alive. Like what is going on? And then I had a doctor's appointment where I did the colonoscopy and the endoscopy. And, I got they would do the testing and then you would get the letter in the mail. And I got the letter in the mail. Basically, I had a clean bill of health. And I didn't understand that because I knew I was taking these, it was like 6 horse pills that I was taking 3 times a day. And for my depression, I was taking pills to wake me up and pills to help me through the day and then pills to make me go, help me go to sleep at night. And so when I got this clean bill of health from the doctor, I made another appointment and I went back and they were just acting like I never had Crohn's, like it just never even existed. And so for me, I was like, wait, something is going on. So that's what made me dive even deeper to find out there's something going on and I want to find out what it is. So that was really a defining moment for me is realizing that God is real in people's lives, whether they want to believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And he was showing me that. And so I wanted to find it. So I enough was enough, and I was trying to live now and not die.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Coach G-Lo.
You want to go, Miranda, or you want me to go?
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead, Brittany. Yeah.
Okay. I guess my turning point came when I finally slowed down long enough to see the truth. I wasn't living. I mean, basically, I was surviving, but I wasn't living. My days were spent pushing through, checking boxes, and holding it together on the outside while feeling empty. I had no joy. I learned how to function through pain so well that I mistook survival for strength. But deep down, I totally felt disconnected from who I was and what I was meant to do, and the people in my life that were, I was just there. If that makes any sense, I didn't have any. It's almost like I was there in a room full of people, but I was completely by myself. There was a quiet moment where everything felt heavy, and I finally asked myself, "Is this really the life that I'm choosing, or just one that I'm enduring?" And that question cracked something open in me. I realized how much of myself I had silenced just to keep going. My voice and my needs and my joy. I was exhausted in ways rest couldn't fix. In that moment, and I knew something had to change. I didn't want to keep shrinking to survive. I wanted to feel again, heal, and to choose life that actually felt like mine. To see the joy in things, even if it meant starting over and facing the hard truths that I've been avoiding.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Brittany. Thank you. Okay. Whew. Y'all, my silence cost me a lot, y'all. Silence has a way of becoming our whole personality before we even realize it. Well, I thought I was protecting myself, keeping the peace, being strong, but really I was shrinking myself. I was dimming my light. And the emotional bill that it came due in ways I wasn't even ready for, that I was even afraid to admit. It cost me my confidence. Then it cost me everything, my self-esteem. When silence, when we silence ourselves long enough, we start to believe, and we don't have anything. We don't feel that we're worthy. I found myself second guessing myself, hesitating, replaying conversations over and over, wondering if I should have spoken up. And what really just broke me was being in a relationship, and this is just not a love relationship. This was having a best friend or a family member who I felt or thought was, had my best interest at heart, but really didn't. Okay, and I would dim my light or not speak up because I didn't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Um, not knowing how to word things, and even though I knew I should have spoke up, I still stayed silent. And I did. I let people walk all over me, talk about me, say this and that when they didn't even when they didn't even know the facts or but I still just let it go because I didn't want to cause any conflict with anyone. But the day that it changed, I didn't. I started not liking the feeling that I was getting, and something dawned on me. You don't have to feel this. This is a choice. This is a choice. You can choose to keep these people in your life and continue to feel like this, or you can do something about it. So I started removing those people, and I got my confidence back. I got my self-esteem, and like I know to set boundaries. I know how to set boundaries, and I'm leveling up because of it. So go ahead, Brittany.
Into topic C. We're reclaiming ourselves. How did your healing begin, and what support did you need? We're going to switch it up and start with Coach Lulu this time.
Okay, can you repeat the question, Britt?
How did your healing begin and what support did you need?
My healing began the moment that I decided to get up and do something about it. I just decided to get up and do something about it because I was just sick and being tired, and the support that I thought I needed, I didn't have, but all I needed was God, you know. And, I've always been a very religious person, and always went to church. But, I just dove a little bit deeper in, you know, and that was when I realized that I needed to get up. Nobody was coming to save me. And you can either sink or ship, you can either lay here and die too, or you can get up and you can enjoy your life.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Coach Lulu. All right, Miss Gloria, Miss Coach G Lo. What about you, Coach G Lo? How did your healing begin, and what support did you need? Oh, you're on mute. You muted.
So my healing began October 15, 2025, when I was evicted out of my house, me and my family. And that day, I remembered everything. I remember the spirit coming to me, telling me I was going to go through this. And and that day, even though it was an eviction and it hurt a lot of people, it was freedom for me. It was me being blessed. It was me being called. It was me being assigned. Like, I couldn't even cry over it because I knew God. It was that moment, like, God, I knew you called me for something greater. So it was like, then this warrior in me came out. And had this not happened, I wouldn't be here today. So that was a free October 15th was like my freedom. And what do I need today, or what is there that can help me? I just think when we all get together and our stories connect us, our stories help each one of us heal in a different way. And so even through this, like, my family pretty much has disowned me through this because they don't understand it. And, they don't understand the assignment. And so I can't help them through that because God has called me. And I'm sorry that they don't understand it, but I have a purpose. And I have to walk through that purpose, whether they understand it or not. I lost a lot of friends because they don't understand, but it's okay because God has sent new angels in my life to prepare me for going through this. And each one of y'all are an angel for me. I had strangers, that came through, giving me money. I had people that I've only known for maybe a couple of weeks that, or months, I should say, that came through for me. And I know that those were the angels on earth that God has put here to help me, guide me through. So I know that the power and what I need is all within inside of me. As long as I keep tuning into that, as long as I stay on this journey, as long as I keep putting God first. And that's why I say I walk by faith, because God has brought me through so much that all I can do is just thank him and smile. Now, I'm not gonna act like I'm big bad and everything like that, because there's some days that the pressure does get to me. But the fact that I know where to go to in the Bible, that sometimes I'll have a friend that will, out of the blue, that will send me a message or send me something on TikTok, or just send me something to help me to get through. And what I was as I was going through this, and I hope I'm not over my time, but as I was going through this, I learned that when you go through a situation, you don't need a hand out. You need a hand up. And when I
Mm-hmm.
say that, I mean, don't give me a hand out feeling sorry for me or pity for me and like, oh, take this, like, da da da. If you want to give me a hand up, like, sis, I see you. I got you. Here's some encouragement. You can do this. Here's a scripture. That's what a hand up will do for you. Don't give me no hand out because God got this. So just give me the encouragement that I can go through what God has called me to do so I can help somebody, so I can be a hand up for somebody else. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't go over time.
Yes. Oh no, ma'am. Coach G Lo, you on fire, baby. Do you hear me?
You get going though,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it. You walk by faith. Can't none. You are unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Emily.
Am I muted?
No, you're good.
So my healing began honestly when I was able to piece together and understand that my what I call spiritual side and my Christian side were meant to come together to fulfill my mission. For the longest time, I have struggled and struggled and struggled to make the connection of being able, like you will, to see and to feel and to hear spirits. I didn't understand it because I'm a Christian woman. I'm not supposed to do that. That's not okay. But I realized at that moment when I was like, okay, I just need to do this, that's a gift. That's a God given gift for me to fulfill this very moment right now. Like right now. That is
Right.
why that was there. That is why I had that. And so the healing began when I tapped in to that woman that God, the universe, whatever higher power you see, has created me to be. He didn't create me to be a silent, shy woman. He created me to be that voice for other women who have dimmed who they are, who have forgotten through kids, through husbands, through job loss, through parents hating them, through having to take care of parents when they're too young. They've forgotten who they are. That's my mission. That's my fire, is to help women see that, to help women understand that. So by me realizing that, the spiritual quote unquote side and the Christian side are one and the same, and when you combine both of those, ooh, that's power. That's what you're supposed to be.
No, Miss Emily, you said a mouthful, girl.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
ma'am. I 100% agree with you, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So my turn. My turn.
Yeah, yeah. You go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. My healing started the moment that I got honest with myself and I admitted I wasn't okay. And if anybody knows me, knows that is not easy for me to do. And that truth was very uncomfortable, but it was necessary. And I realized that I needed this space, and I needed space to breathe and to feel and to untangle who I was beneath all the expectations I've been carrying. I needed the truth, not quick fixes. The surface level engagement, like I said before, I'd just been going through the motions on everything. And I needed to be honest with myself and to the people around me. But one thing that I found out in being honest with the people around me is they already knew that. They were just waiting for me to know that. And I needed support from them. And I had to realize to myself that I didn't have to be that strong version all the time. The one who when I showed up tired and unsure, and the times that I couldn't push through the day and I still showed up because I had to be the strong person. I had to do that. Who else was going to do it if I didn't do it? And I guess the biggest shift came when I gave myself permission to feel those feelings instead of just suppressing them, and realizing that if I can't do it, it's still going to get done. Somebody else can step in to that spot and do it. And then I could rest instead of push, and to rebuild myself without feeling bad, that I wasn't at my 100%. Um, and it's not about fixing something that's broken. It was about reclaiming who I am inside and to say that I need help and then to come out on the other side of that and know that I survived what I went through and to continue to move forward with the compassion and intention. And, with those women that are stuck in that situation to help them realize you can come out on the other side.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Yes, I love that. But I love this for you, Brittany, because I've been knowing you for a long time and I see the growth, girl. Yes, I do. And for you to even step in the position that you in today, Brittany, that you meant to go, you meant to do big things, Britt.
I think so. I
And,
think,
and impact a lot of people. Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's where my heart feels, the message behind She Vibes in general, I can feel it.
Yes, yes.
One thing that I've always said, I didn't go through everything I went through for nothing. There's a reason for it. I
Exactly.
just had to find it.
Yes, exactly. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, your turn,
So,
Miranda. You're up.
all right. A little bit about my healing, y'all. My healing journey. It was not easy. It was not. I didn't have the perfect plan. I didn't have any guidance. I wish I did. It would have been a little bit easier. Um, but I did. I felt alone on my journey, my healing journey. I'm still healing, today. But I'm like Brittany. It started. I had to admit to myself that I was hurting, that I needed the healing first before anything. That I couldn't keep pretending that I was okay. And the honesty of that, it cracked my world wide open. Just, wide enough for the healing to slip in, to start, to begin. So the first thing I had to relearn was giving myself permission to feel, to cry without apologizing, to rest without guilt, to say no without explaining myself. That was new for me. I was a people pleaser. I was a yes man. Okay. But that was it was very new, but it was necessary. And I also realized I couldn't heal alone, as I said. Strong women love to say I got it, um, but the truth is, healing is a team sport. I don't know if y'all ever heard that before, but healing is a team sport.
I have not, but I like that.
Oh yeah, idiot. I learned I needed people who saw me, not the version I performed, but the real me. I learned, I leaned into therapy. I did 2 years of therapy. I leaned into God mostly. And I'm not talking about I grew up in the church, but I had to find God myself. Okay. I know what everybody told me about God, but I had to actually dig deep into myself and find God myself. So, but I leaned into the women who held space for me, the women that I felt comfortable around, and I needed someone to just tell me that I love you, or just be there for me, or to have my back, in order for me to know or to feel that my healing was that I was actually healing, that I could feel myself healing. Now today I know, looking back on my healing journey, I can pinpoint each and every moment of my healing journey. But back then, I couldn't tell. I didn't know. I didn't even know what it felt like, because I've never heard anyone share their stories. I didn't have any guidance. But them just being there, and I do want to say, God puts people in place. Just like He can remove someone, He can also put someone in place to pick you up. That person that you need there in your life, He will place them there right in time to help you heal on your journey. But most importantly, I learned patience, y'all. Patience was my biggest enemy. It was my biggest enemy. So healing isn't loud, it's not linear, and it's days of progress followed by days where you feel like you're right back at the start. But each time I reminded myself, you're not who you were. I wasn't who I was back then. And I'm growing, I'm healing. Healing began the moment I chose courage over comfort, and it deepened when I surrounded myself with the support that I know I needed. And but that's it. I'm just end it at that. I don't want to take too much time.
Okay. Which one thing that if you on the healing aspect of it, I just want to throw before we move on, and it
Mm-hmm.
goes back to what Coach Gilo said. Be that woman for that woman.
Yes,
That way,
exactly.
it's all tied together. When you
Mm-hmm.
said that healing is a team sport, it really is.
It is.
You
Yes.
sit there when I was stagnant, for lack of better words, and just living. I thought I was alone. Like I said, when I finally admitted to people I wasn't okay, they already knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to admit it to myself.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. So, we doing the round table
Yeah.
quick fight?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, ladies, I know we didn't forewarn y'all, but we about to throw something up in this thing. Okay. Y'all down with it, Coach Zelo, Coach
You guys
Hey,
ready?
Emily,
I'm
and
ready.
Coach
I'm ready. I'm
Gloria G.
ready.
Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. So this is what we call the round table quick fire. Okay. We got some questions for you, ladies. The first question is, and we are going to, first one I see on my screen is Coach Lulu. So we're going to start with you, Coach Lulu. One thing you're proud of today.
I'm
What is one thing
proud
you're
that
proud of?
I am proud of me. I'm proud that I got up and I made it through. I'm proud of my She Vibe sisters. I'm just proud because I came a long way, baby.
Mm, yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for that, Coach Lulu. All right, Emily Johnson. Where you at,
Yeah,
girl? What's the one thing you're
I'm
proud
right
of
here.
today?
Mhm.
Ooh, that's deep. I got so much to be proud of.
Girl, let us
I
know.
think
Let us know about it.
Yes.
I'm just proud of doing it, proud of setting aside those limiting beliefs, setting aside that I can't, setting aside that I'm not enough, setting aside all of that and stepping into this moment, stepping into y'all, coming alongside y'all and fulfilling the mission, fulfilling the purpose, fulfilling I can't even think of the word for it. It
The
just
thing.
seems I can't even yeah, I can't
That's
even
it.
wrap my mind
Right.
around it. It's just bigger than I can even imagine. And just so proud of myself for not giving up, for not, you know, being that lost little girl that I was even a few months ago. Like,
Mm.
just, yeah.
Ooh, Emily. I know that's right, girl. Because we are definitely proud of you, girl. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Very much so.
Thank you.
Coach G Lo, what you got for us down there? One thing you're proud of today.
I don't know if it's just one thing that I'm proud of, but I have several things that I'm proud of. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of myself for finding my voice. I'm so proud of myself to be walking in my assignment. I am so proud of myself for not giving up. I'm so proud that God still found favor in me. I'm so proud to know that what I am going through is to help somebody else get through their situation. I
I
am
know that's right.
so proud of myself that I some days I remember the days when I woke up mad and now I wake up glad, like, okay, God, what
Yeah.
you got for me? Like, what is happening? Who can, and you know what it's about for me? Who can I bless? Not who can bless
Mm-hmm.
me. Who can
Mm-hmm.
I bless today?
Mm-hmm.
So I
That's
am
Absolutely.
right.
so proud of this platform, She Vibes. I'm so proud that you saw me and convinced me to get into this coaching space. All right, I'm gonna stop right there because I think I could go on and on about me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for that, Coach
Mhm.
G Lo.
What about you, Miranda? What are you proud of today?
Well, I'm proud of a lot, y'all. I'm proud of my growth. If y'all met me back in the day, y'all probably like, what in the world? But I'm a totally different person than I am. You know, I never really hung around women. You know, growing up, I never really. Women were, it was like I couldn't relate for some reason. But now that I look back at it, it wasn't it wasn't that I couldn't relate. It was more so it was a fear of mine. It was a lot of insecurities that I had. So now that I worked on myself and I don't have those fears or those insecurities anymore, and they always say, which I didn't believe, the things that you were afraid of are the things that are part of your purpose.
Right.
The things that make you uncomfortable. And that was women. Women made me very uncomfortable. But right now, today, I'm here to help women rise. So I embrace it. That is one thing that I am proud of today, y'all. And I think about it all the time because I love my women. Yes, I do.
Let's see. One thing I'm proud of, I guess, not letting anything interfere with what I've been doing. I'm real quick to say, this has got to happen. Somebody needs something. I've got to put somebody else's needs or wants before what my needs or wants.
Yeah.
And on my healing journey, I've learned that, boundaries are important. They are a thing. It's okay to say no. To complete the things that are important to me and to not let other people's needs and wants interfere with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that it's okay. They're okay with it. If I say, I can't do it today, maybe on Tuesday, but I can't do it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I get what you were saying about, I did not grow up hanging around with a lot of women for the same reason.
Right. Yeah.
The fears and the insecurities, and then you get in that position. Well, can I trust her? Can I not trust her? You know what I mean?
Right.
So those things get in your head. And, with this group of women, I think I could trust either one of you with any type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of each and every one of you.
Thank you, Brittany. We proud of you too.
Thank you.
Yes. So I know that we had a question on here, Brittany, but can I just take it just a little bit deeper for me?
Oh, yeah. It's always good to go.
Okay. Awesome. I wanted to know one more question on the quick fire, ladies. What is one action that you guys will take after this podcast? What's one action you ladies will take after this podcast?
Who's gonna let's throw Emily out there first.
Yeah, let's throw her out there. that was a good choice. Mm-hmm.
I think one action that I'm going to take is I'm doing my first actual session, my first life coaching session. But even before that, I feel like I need to make my business card to get myself out there, to let people know what I'm about and who I am, because hiding, that's not happening anymore. Like, I'm ready. Let's do this. This is who I am. I'm ready to go. Bring it on. Bring it on, because I'm ready.
Right, I know there ain't no more hiding. When God calls you to do something, you're gonna do it. Yeah, you're gonna do it. You're either gonna do it or you're gonna suffer.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put it like that. Because that's just how
I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna do it, and you either for me or you against me. And if you against me, you just need to move up out of the way, because I'm bulldozing right through.
I know that's right. Ooh, I know that's right. Yes, ma'am. Let's go with Coach G-Lo.
I got stuck on, like, you, if you don't do it, you're gonna suffer through it, and that was pretty deep right there. Because when God calls you for something, it's gonna get done whether you want it to get done or not. So you can do it kicking and screaming and going through it, or you can go through it smooth. And
Yeah.
that is one of the things that I'm learning with going through this eviction. This could be a lot worse for me had I not known. And then I would be miserable. So I'm evicted out of my house and I'm miserable. What is that going to help me? But, anyways, your question was, what is one thing that I'm going to do, one step that I'm going to take coming out of this
After the podcast.
podcast? Um, I'm going to have to go maybe live a lot more on TikTok, but I'm definitely going to have to speak more on what my calling is. So I'm going to have to start posting more on TikTok. But I do want to share that this experience has birthed a book out of me called Homeless, but Not Homeless as a Mindset. And I actually sat down the other day. I think I started writing it, and I was handwriting this because I'm kind of like old school. I don't really know how to use all the electronics and everything like that. So I sat here and I wrote this whole book out, pen and paper. I sat at 10 a.m. and I didn't finish till 4 p.m. And the only reason why I stopped is because my daughter had dance practice, so I had to get ready for that. So I want to finish up the book is finished. I just want to add some scriptures to it and things like that. And God is in the mix of this, because as soon as I posted online that I wrote a book, I have people that message me talking about like they're a publisher and things like that.
Oh,
So I
wow.
know that this book is supposed to get out there to help other people. So I don't have necessarily one thing that I'm going to do after this podcast, but I know that this is opening me up to look, see somebody else with a publishing. I love it. Thank you, God. Thank you. But this has just opened me up to so many different opportunities. Like I was invited to be on another podcast. So I'm just excited to see how God really unfolds all of this. I know that wasn't quite your answer, but I
Yeah,
wanted to
you
say
did
all
it.
of
Yeah, yeah, you
that.
did. You answered it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Coach Lulu. Thank you, Miss Gloria. Coach Gloria. Coach Lulu.
Well, I am going to get more focused and keep going and stay focused. Because if I stay ready, I'm going to get ready. So I'm
I know that's right.
make me up some programs and get go deeper into my coaching and putting that more on the front burner of my things to do, and just continue to stay strong and taking one day at a time, but definitely pursuing my dreams in the meantime.
Awesome. I love that. I love you, Lulu.
Thank you. I love you too.
Awesome. So, well, one of the actions that I'm going to take when I get off this podcast, y'all, is it's like the lives have been calling my name. Like, I don't know if there's somebody that I need to help out there in the world by going live. Well, I know that's what it is. Okay. Because I take my instructions from the higher power, and that's where I feel like I need to go. So I am currently making plans to go live to reach the people that I need to reach on Facebook. TikTok is definitely not my cup of tea, but I'm going live over there too. Okay. But I'm about to reach as many women as I can doing this. And I'm going to go on a month stretch, on a daily stretch. That's my goal. An hour a day to reach the women that I need to reach. So that's my action.
I guess mine, I'm going to work on episode 2.
Yeah, I know that's right, Brittany.
I'm going to work on episode 2.
Yes.
I think that's my next step.
Awesome. All right, go ahead, Britt.
Okay, our last quick fire question for you ladies. And this one, I think you have to think on this one just a little bit, but it's all right. What advice would you give another woman who feels stuck in silence?
Ooh.
And we are going to start.
Go ahead. Gloria got her hand raised.
Oh, okay. Go. All right. Look, I was getting, before I click back, I was going to say Gloria anyway. So go ahead.
So, one advice that I want to give anybody that feels stuck is I want you to ask yourself a question. I want you to ask yourself, like, where did that breath come from? How is your heart beating? Where did those thoughts come from? Because when you start asking yourself questions, you'll get the answers.
Mhm.
Because we're not stuck. You just forgot who you are. Ask and it will be given.
That
Knock
part.
and the door will be open to you. Seek
Mhm.
and you shall find. So if
Mhm.
you're feeling anything, it's all right there in the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, I know I do because that's what's helping me to get through. But I just want you to start asking your questions and wait and find the answers. And I know a lot of people say, don't go, oh, you're going to go down a rabbit hole. Go down that rabbit hole.
Mhm.
Because if you don't, you're never going to find that power within you. Ask those questions. How is the sun coming up? Or how's the moon and the sun up at the same time? Who's
Mhm.
doing that?
Right.
That's it.
I love that.
Yes.
Mhm.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Gloria. Coach Lulu.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
was I'm so into Glory.
Mhm.
That was
That was
good.
powerful.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
What advice would you give another woman who feels stuck in her silence?
I would say, find yourself, get up, take a look in the mirror, and just have faith in yourself, and you could do it. You could do it. You just gotta reach deep down inside and just get up. Just get up.
Get up. Yes, ma'am.
Mhm. Emily, you ready? We ready for you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm
It's on
ready.
you.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's all so. If you feel like you are stuck, really, just like Lily was saying, dig deep because you're not stuck. That greatness is inside you. That thing that you need to do, that feeling that you're having, that lost little girl, it, it, that go inside and ask yourself, when did I lose myself? When did I become stuck? What moment put me here? And then once you find that
Mhm.
moment, dig a little deeper and ask yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need to put forward motion? Not just movement, not just putting one foot in front of the other, but I'm talking that movement that's going to push you from being stuck, getting out of that sinking sand to up on the just up where you're looking at everything and you're like, yeah, let's do this.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes.
I love that, Emily. I like how you put that. I like how you did that. Yes,
Me
ma'am.
too. Yes. Very much so. Miriam, Miranda, which one?
Oh, it don't matter. I go.
Go ahead.
What advice, right? What advice
Yeah.
would?
What advice would you give another woman
Well,
who feels stuck in her silence?
I want to give a lot of advice, but the advice that I would give a woman who is stuck in silence um, is to, embrace yourself, embrace your uniqueness. You may feel different because you are different, but use it. Yeah, it's what we all have to do. No matter what nobody says, use it. Let them talk. Let them make fun. But you are powerful in your own way. If all of us had the same powers, there would be nothing. That's why God made us different. He made us look different. He gave us different gifts. He gave us different thinking so that we all could come together as one. But we are unique within ourselves, and we have to go within ourselves first off to level up, to evolve, to heal. But I would say speak up for yourself. Don't dim your light. And if you need any help learning how to do that, we are here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I would say start small, but start honest. because when I became honest with myself is when I started my healing journey. You don't have to share it all at once and put it all on the table. Your voice comes back in moments, and it's not sometimes. I mean, and I'm not okay. So for some women, it does come all back at once, and it's loud. But sometimes it's the little pieces. You start to feel little bits of yourself again, without feeling guilty about it. When you say no to what hurts, and when you name how you really feel, and when you stop shrinking just to keep the peace. The silence that once protected you, but it cost you so much. Choose yourself. Your voice has never been gone. It's always been there, and it wants you to believe in what matters.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that, Brittany.
So silence looks different for every woman, but the impact feels the same. We lose ourselves quietly, and the moment we speak again, we start living again.
Right.
Yes, and
That's
silence
right.
silence convinces us it's protection until we realize it's the cage. Reclaiming your voice is an act of self-respect. A lot of people don't see it like that.
And to our guests, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and She Vibe's heart, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Thank you for your honesty, your courage, and your willingness to speak what so many women are still holding inside.
Yes, and to every woman listening, we thank you, ladies, for joining us. Well, men and women joining us because we all have a story. If something stirred inside you, that's your power waking up. You were meant to be here.
Mm.
And just so you know, on the next episode, we are going to step into the story that many of us were taught to fear about a monster. Many of us were told a monster, Medusa.
Oh,
Yes, Medusa, not the monster they told you
yeah.
about, but
Yeah.
the woman they silenced.
We are going to be
Mm.
uncovering the betrayal, the truth, and why Medusa's story mirrors the lives of so many women today.
Yeah, and most people wouldn't even get out here and talk about Medusa, y'all, but we about to.
Hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of women can relate. I
Yeah.
can.
It's a
Yeah,
powerful story.
the episode will shake the room. It's gonna shake the entire world. Do y'all hear me?
And it's going to rewrite history.
Yes, it is.
Going to change
Yes,
that
it is.
version. This monster that everybody, not just one or two, everybody knows to be.
Hmm. Yeah. So if you don't know about Medusa, do some research on Medusa because
Yeah.
the next episode that we got coming up is gonna be a banger. You
Hmm.
hear me? Yeah. We got Medusa coming to the forefront, and we about to share her story, and we about to share our story,
Absolutely.
and more women gonna share their story.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm so
Mhm.
excited about that.
So I do want to open the floor if the guests have any more words. If you guys want to share your links, you can put them in the chat if you like. If you guys want to share a little bit about what you're doing, you know, you can. And anyone, any of the people that are listening, any women, men that are on here, if you guys would like to share anything you heard that resonated with you, if you want to just give us some pointers, you know, the floor is open to anyone who would like to speak.
Are
I
asking
just quickly,
questions.
I just quickly want to say, Gloria, I'm so proud of you. So very proud of you. This is very important information. So I appreciate listening to all you ladies' stories. And I pray that, everyone finds peace with who they are. And this is a very important topic. Thank you guys for inviting to listen in. Your stories are very
Thank you so much. Thank you, Miko,
Thank
for
you,
joining.
You're
Miko. Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you for
So
sharing,
much for
Miko. Thank
joining.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Any
Okay.
last
So,
words? Any?
Oh,
Go ahead, Miss Gloria. Was that you?
um,
that was Emily, I think.
Oh,
Was it?
no,
Emily, go ahead.
yeah. I just want to encourage anyone that's listening to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not know what you need. What isn't okay is when you sit in that and you don't do anything about it. It's not okay to completely ignore that. If you are that person, I see you, I feel you, I am you, I was there. Um, and just know that there are people out there, she vibes, me, Miranda, Brittany, Coach G, like we're here for you. Let us know, and we'll be there for you. And that's the very heart of she vibes, is a conglomerate of women who come together, because not one person is a perfect fit for everyone. And so you have a whole group here that's going to be willing to take you in and hold your hand and be like, okay, I got you. Like, come with me, I got you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I do want to say one last thing, y'all, before we get off. If there is any woman, and I say women, because I work, specifically with women, but to the men out there in the world as well. If you are at a point in your life where you feel like it's the end, or you feel like there is nothing else, or you don't know how to go further in life, listen to your feelings, listen to your emotions, uh, listen to it. You change your environment first off. I do want to say that, change your environment. Environments have a lot to do with how we feel on the inside, and trust your intuition. Trust, everybody has intuition. Trust it. Don't second guess it. If your intuition is saying, "Oh, I need to go outside," go outside. If your intuition say, "Oh, I need to make this left or this right," make that left or that right. Trust yourself, because before you can trust anybody or anything, you have to trust yourself first.
Right.
The same thing with loving. You can't love anything or anyone until you love yourself. So be comfortable within your skin, be comfortable with who you are, and let your light shine. Don't dim it for nobody. Nobody. We done with that. This 2026, y'all. Look, I know it's 2025, but we going into 2026, and that's not no longer possible to dim your light. Look, I'm speaking that into existence. Dimming our light is no longer possible. Being quiet is no longer possible.
Flo, did you want to say something before we signed off?
I I I do. And what she was saying, let your light shine, is Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine. But I want to encourage anybody that is listening to this. If you are getting up on Sunday mornings and going to church service, if you're doing Bible study on Wednesday or whatever, or if you're doing your own Bible study, if you are committed to going to church and reading the Bible, then be committed to the words in that Bible and apply them to your life, because it works.
Right.
Why would you go to church, or why would you go to Bible study, or why would you even read the Bible if you're not going to apply those words to your life? When he says walk by faith and not by sight, you truly can do that, because I'm a living witness of that. He said you are made in his like image. Believe that. He said he will take care of you. If he could take care of the birds in the sky, what do you think he would do with his beloved? He
Mm-hmm.
loved you so much that he, we want to say, gave up his only son. A lot of us wouldn't give up our kids, and some of us gave up our kids not by choice, but they just had to return back to God because he called them back home. I thank you so much, Coach Lulu, for your strength in that, because I don't know. But you had to find the power within, because you knew that God called his children back home to him. And I hope that that gives you enough peace to get through. But I'm just saying that if you're going to take the time to go to church, to tithe, and everything else, take the time to believe in that word. And I know that they're just Bible stories, because guess what? Your life creates your own story, but you can find your story in these Bibles, but you create your own. Write your own book and let that be part of your story. Write that book for your aunt, for your, your children or your grandchildren to show how you came through. And that's all that I want to say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Gloria. Coach G Lo. Brittany, you want to close it out, or you got something to say?
Hey, I was going to ask if anybody else had anything to say, or we're good, or we good?
Yes, I think we good.
All right. Well, thank you again, ladies. Thank you for our guests. Thank you for everyone who spoke. And we will see you again on the next one.
On the next one, y'all be on the lookout for it. We're gonna be posting and posting. So yeah, that
Thank you.
Medusa, it's gonna be bomb, y'all.
It's going to be a seven or 8 part series. So
Yeah, 8.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 7. Yeah.
7.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies, and y'all have a great rest of y'all night, and God bless everybody.
Everybody.
God bless. Good night, everybody.
Good night, y'all.